So, Brittani Louise tape. If you've been watching my videos for a while, then you probably know that we've known each other for 11 years.
Brittani and Shane.
Best friends.
Besties. You guys have known each other for a long time.
Long time.
Yeah, I think she was the first YouTuber I ever met.
Wait, do your laugh. Wait, do my laugh.
I didn't even know you were doing like that. Oh yeah, like all of my first couple years of videos had her in it.
No, we're filming a video right now, and Brittani's dancing, and question.
I'm being my dorky self.
She was playing my friend, my love interest. We were playing characters. We were doing short films. Some of my favorite things I've ever made. She was in those. Oh. And we kind of lost touch when she got into this relationship with this guy who I've never met. And it happened really fast, and she got pregnant right away, and then engaged, and then a family vlogger. Like,
this love is crazy. And I got the cutest photo of him. Can you see?
Boyfriend tags and Q&As.
Hey friends!
And then one day I got a tweet saying, hey, what happened to Brittani? And I went to her YouTube and all those videos were gone. And all the pictures on her Instagram of her and her boyfriend, and all gone. Like that. So I texted her and I said, hey, what's going on? Are you okay? Like, what happened? And she said, I can't say anything yet because the FBI told me not to.
That's right. Oh, this is that girl that you were talking about.
Yeah. And she goes, I can tell you about it in person, but even then, I don't know.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. And she was like, but one day I want to tell you about this, and I need to tell people about this. I just can't yet. So then she called me, and she was like nervous to talk, and she was like, I can't say anything. I'm so scared that they're listening.
Sorry.
And I was like, okay, is this an alien thing? Like, what is going on? So since then, I kind of have found out bits and pieces, but not the full story. So I saw she posted a video saying that she, is finally going to talk about everything, and she wrote a book about it.
Having to be silent has been one of the hardest things I've ever had to do, but...
So, she's coming over. I haven't seen her in like 5 years because she moved.
Really?
Yeah, when she met this guy, he really quickly was like, we have to move. Second of all, haven't met her child, that she has a child. And also, I don't know why she was afraid to talk to me on the phone and who was listening. There's a lot of questions.
Seriously.
This might be the craziest interview ever.
Sounds interesting.
And if you are even thinking of online dating, read my book before you do. I'm so sorry.
Oh my god. This is like a high school reunion.
That's what it feels like.
She hasn't seen me in so long. Oh my god, she's gonna be like, you're huge. Oh my god, this is her. This is her. Oh my god, I'm gonna meet my friend and her baby, who's like already walking. This is
Wait, how old's the baby?
like 3?
Oh.
Yeah, no, it's a thing. Like, this is, okay, all right. Okay.
Oh my god! Oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in forever!
Sorry, I was like, oh, I might
I'm
as well
totally
film.
fine, I don't care. Oh my gosh, I miss you! This place is beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're coming, we're gonna like ditch our Airbnb. We should have brought our stuff.
Wait, should I turn the camera on for a second?
No, it's fine.
For the
I
camera.
don't care.
I'm scared. Wait.
You wanna meet Rex?
Yeah.
Rex? Do you wanna meet Shane? The other side?
Oh,
Okay, good.
Oh my god.
It's my son.
Hi.
Isn't he cute?
Hi, I'm your scary uncle.
You wanna see Uncle Shane? He's like at that age where he's really awkward because he keeps growing.
Me?
Why are you smiling? You're smiling.
Wait, hi, Mom.
Hi. And then oh, sorry. How are you?
How are you doing?
what a beautiful place, Shane. Congratulations.
No, we were joking that we were just gonna pack up all our stuff and be like, Shane, we're staying here tonight.
Hi, Shane, we're here.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, you have a kid?
I know, can you believe that? I know.
Then they sat in the living room. They read books and listened to the radio. Vases of all shapes and sizes, stacks of magazines, and a big box of old newspapers. Hey, what the heck? Oh no!
He loves animals.
She showed it to Minkus. He put his glasses on and studied it for a minute or two.
Oh my god, I'm gonna cry.
No, love stocks.
Oh my god, don't you dare! It was full of old photos. They were in a mess, all jumbled up. They sat in the living room. They read books and listened to the radio. It's like,
Rex, here we go.
Ooh, he likes couches! Same.
Pretty nice to meet you. You want to say hi? Where are you going? He'll be 2 in a couple days.
So what does that mean?
So he's supposed to be talking more than he is.
I get it.
He does that a lot. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting.
He's so happy. What is that like?
So I just can't talk about any pending legal stuff, but during my trial I covered everything, so it's considered public record.
Okay.
So I can talk about pretty much anything that happened.
Well, so you moved to live with your mom.
I did.
And are you guys, like, you feel safe? And like,
I mean, yeah, I mean, like where we're at is a tiny little town. All our neighbors know what happened. My mom has like a 6-foot non-climb fence and we have security cameras and I don't go anywhere alone. So things have changed. Huh?
how do you, well, I guess you shouldn't say this on camera, but how do you protect yourself? Do you guys, is that?
Like we have, I mean, I have pepper spray. Like my mom knows how to handle a gun and whatever, so yeah.
You have to learn it. The safest place.
Sorry, like, no, but I mean, she does.
Yeah, the safest place to take care of Brittany right now is my place.
Sit down, yeah.
And that's why we're there, because I can.
And
protect
it
her there.
completely sucks because, like, we'll get into it, but when you'll understand why we can't ever like I'll never have someone else pick him up from school, or I'll always be early, so he's not waiting around. Like I'll never get him a passport. I'll never.
Yeah, no, it's just gonna be different. Our life will be this way forever. We know this now.
But like when you have a kid, you love them so much, you're willing to do anything, and it's like no longer just me.
Yeah.
So I have to think about what's best for Rex. Right? Take a move.
No, if it pulls up to the gate.
He rummaged around in the box. Hold on.
What's he digging for?
He looked very excited.
No.
He thought about the places he might see. He wondered how she had ended up on the train.
Why?
I have questions about what, obviously, questions about it.
I have answers.
We'll get to that. They showed exclamation points and skulls. Then, Jack saw something that made him sit up straight. There's a chapter that just says, so secret. So, most of them faced away. All except for one girl, who was looking right at the camera.
That's a little touchy for you, though.
It's a little triggering.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go upstairs and talk about everything. Jack imagined the train delivering supplies to a supervillain's secret base. Maybe she was going to the supervillain's base, too. Maybe she was a secret agent. She sat with her legs dangling over the edge. Jack excitedly told his parents what he had seen, but they didn't believe him. Okay, so let's start at the beginning.
Okay.
Just for a little background. How did you meet, or can we say his name?
Yeah, I mean, when I went to do the book, all the lawyers, everyone we consulted said the best thing is to stick to his real name. Everyone else's identities have been changed, but because there's legal records on things, the safest thing is to say his name.
Oh my god, I know how to prank you tonight when we are sleeping.
Okay, what about showing like his face?
We need to blur that.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, just to be safe, even though he was in video. Like the best thing for you would be to blur his face. I don't even mean that for the video. Like I would blur it.
Okay. Should I be scared about talking about this on my channel? Is he gonna be mad at me?
I think he's, I don't know. I mean, I think that he's gonna be mad at anyone that talks about this, but.
What's his name?
Miloš.
Miloš. Okay. How did you meet him?
Tinder. And then I remember when Miloš, it was July of 2015, when his like Tinder profile popped up and it said from Europe, doctor, tennis player, and even then though his photos were kind of self-involved. It's like he had a one of him like shirtless. It was like a professional photo, yeah. It just seemed like something out of like a kind of a magazine or whatnot. And then he had another one of him like on a lake with like an oar on his shoulders. And like him with his dog. The moment I swiped right, he had already like liked me, so we instantly matched. And then within minutes, he was messaging me and be like, hi, like how are you? Like that kind of thing. And wanted my number. He didn't want to talk on the app.
What did you think when you met him?
When I like saw him, he was obviously really attractive and in really good shape and tall and blonde hair and blue eyes, and he had a cute accent, which most girls are like a sucker for. Someone in the comments asked for you to speak Serbian in the next video. And then, but on the date, he started talking about money pretty quickly, like about how his family, like, you know, had all these businesses. He was a doctor. He basically had come with like, you know, all this money in his bank account because he just finished medical school and he just wanted to like kind of sow his oats and spend time in LA before like buckling down and being a doctor.
I mean, that sounds like a movie.
Well,
right? Like
yeah.
It sounds like the perfect, like, oh, the perfect guy.
Yeah, but for me, it kind of turned me off a little bit because I felt like he was trying to impress me with his money and I didn't really like him on the date. But then he walked me back to my car and he asked me out like on the second date right then and there, and it kind of caught me off guard. And then, you know, we saw him the next day, and then every like couple of days after that he would want to see me. Like it was really not normal. Like, yeah. And then I remember we went on a date where we just hung out in the park, and then he like changed. He like opened up and he was more like, sweet, and it was then that I started to fall for him. And then like within a month, he told me, you know, he was gonna have to go back to Serbia. He said the businesses were falling apart without him. Maybe a month into dating, his business partner and his mom would just call him up and scream at him when he's at my house, and just yelling, and they cut him off financially once he decided he was gonna stay and be around me. So when I met him, he had like a really nice black Lexus, he had like money in the bank, nice designer things, and then within months he was getting rid of his apartments, the car was going back. Like I ended up taking out a car loan for him to get a car.
Well, do you think that was all like a plot?
We're getting there, yeah. But like, yeah, we're getting there. I was never clingy or possessive, and he would go hang out with his other like Serbian friends, and they would go to like steakhouses and whatever, and I knew that there was like other women there. I don't care, like it's their friends. He told me that this call girl had an obsession with him and that he didn't want to date her, and if this girl contacts you, don't talk to her. And I'm like, what's going on? That girl did end up sending me like text messages. Good job, Louie! Oh, I'm so proud of you.
Good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy. Oh, puppy purrs. Oh, puppy purrs. Yes, you are. Yes, you are the bar. Yes.
But he showed me how you could manufacture them. He's like, this is how she's doing it. So I believed him, even though I believed him because he was so charismatic and believable and whatnot. So Miloš left me with the dog. We're gonna have some fun today. Where were we at? So basically I am financially supporting him. I'm paying all the bills. I got to a point in like March of 2016 where I was ready to leave him. It wouldn't take much for him before he was like screaming and yelling at me. And it started out like being, and he would go for hours. At first when he did it, it would just happen like once a week or like, but then it got to be where I used to count the days in between him yelling, and when he didn't yell at me for a week, I was like really excited. It got really bad.
That's the saddest thing ever.
It's okay. I mean, and I was ready to break up with him, but that's when my period was late. So
What did you?
I mean, it was really hard because like I always wanted to have a family, but I didn't want to be with Milos at that point. This is even stupider. Don't be like me, girls. Because he was a doctor, he told me that if he pulled out, I couldn't get pregnant. And trust me, no one was more shocked that I was pregnant than me. And I kept asking him, shouldn't I be on something? Shouldn't we be using something? Because I was not ready to have kids yet.
But so do you think his goal was to get you pregnant?
100%. Yeah. Because he wanted, I think he knew at that point that I wanted to get out and he probably wanted to hang on to me.
Oh my God.
But I hated Milos at that point. And I even, like, I'm kind of ashamed of it, but I even thought about not keeping Rex because I knew it would forever tie me to him, and I didn't want that.
When they're a little bit older, you give them money for a strip club, you know, they go to a hotel and
We're
things like that.
in trouble.
In a hotel, what?
But when it came time for it, I couldn't go through with it. Yeah, I was thinking about not keeping Rex. I had an appointment and I just couldn't go. Yeah. Wow. But I mean, imagine if someone's like mean to you every day. Yeah. Would you want to have a kid with them?
No, I get it.
I don't know why I put up with it, but, and then I remember one day, like this is the first time he was physically abusive. God, I hate this. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I mean, I brought tissue because I knew, but I hate this. But I don't want anyone to go through what I went through. Okay, so I wanted to finally get him out, right? And I was so pissed at him and the bills were piling up. I'm so sorry. I went and got a big black trash bags from the kitchen and I started gathering up his stuff and I'm like, you need to get out. At that point I was like, I don't care, I'm gonna be a single mom, get out. Yeah. And he like just changed like that and he went at me. So I ran into the bathroom. I was like screaming like, help me, because I would like, my neighbors, the kids always played in the yard. So I thought, okay, they're gonna be home and they're gonna see me, right? And that was the one day that they weren't home, was that day. And then I remember my phone was in the other room. So I ran to get my phone and call 911 and he wrenched it out of my hand and it hurt my pinky. And I was like 2 feet from the door when Milos like grabbed me. I was trying to get him off and I was pushing his face and he goes, my eye. And then all of a sudden I was like, wait a minute, I just hurt his eye, right? And so I just froze and he's like, my eye, I'm never gonna be able to practice medicine, like doctors need their sights or whatever. And he like ran out the door, got in his car, and then like texted me from the car, like I need to go see an eye doctor, like you hurt my eye. And Milos ended up coming back with like an eye patch and like drops and whatever. And
what?
No, and I ended up giving him like $200 because I felt so bad because he wouldn't let me come to the doctor's appointment because I wanted to go and see if anything was wrong with like, you know, his eye. Because I thought I hurt him even though he hurt me first. To this day, I wish I would have just called the police that day, but I didn't. Milos all of a sudden told me that, because he had money, he said, in a fund in Russia, that when I first met him, he told me about this. And he's like, the sanctions, we got them lifted, I'm gonna get money out. And he told me he was getting $10 billion. No joke. And he showed me the forms. I'm not joking.
$10 billion?
10 billion.
And he said that without like laughing.
He showed me forms, Shane.
What?
I have them. To be able to look at the houses in Malibu, you have to have proof of income. So I had a sheet that had the 34 billion euros that was in the fund so we could go look at these places. I have videos of houses that he was talking about putting an offer in on. Today is real estate day, so we're gonna go get some breakfast and then look at houses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you excited?
Yeah. Because we were gonna put an offer on a place, it's like, was an $8 million home. I started to buy into like this fantasy, right?
Yeah, an $8 million house.
The pool is actually my favorite part. What's your favorite part?
The cinema?
It did honestly make me a little bit uncomfortable because I felt like that kind of money, he would own me and he was being really nice, but he could change back at any moment, right? And he's like, you know, you should sell your house. And then right as we were showing it, he came into the living room one day and he said, like, such and such ran away with the money. So he said the banker ran away with the money that was coming in that we're gonna put down on the house. So I find out now that my house is up for sale that we're not going to be getting a house down there. And like my house I loved. And nightstand with Shane's book. Everyone get it, it's so good.
From what I remember, that was like, I was shocked when you were selling it.
And he insisted too, he's like, Brittany, I know you really love this house, but when we get down to San Diego, I'll pass my board exams before our son is born. I'll have a job that's like at least residency. He'll be getting like $15,000 a month. We can easily buy another house right away. And like, I needed help. I was like 7 months pregnant, right? Also at that point I was like 30,000 in debt because I wasn't working because Milos didn't have a job and I was so sick. My stomach has been so sore that I just like randomly started crying.
Can Louie come and say hi?
Yeah, Lulu. You okay? I'm sorry. I know, I don't feel good. He's so cute, I love you. Oh, my stomach. So I didn't really have a choice. Like I couldn't keep, I thought about canceling and not selling it, but then I couldn't afford it. I think I was really vulnerable because I was pregnant.
You don't have to make excuses for why you put up with that. That's literally like, especially if he is like, and he's charismatic, of course you're gonna fall for it. That's everybody.
But everyone had a crush on him. Like guys, girls, like if you're around him for 2 seconds, like men would be like, let's go play basketball or whatever. Like they instantly wanted to be his friend or talk to him for hours. Like he just had that kind of personality.
Yeah.
And it's a what?
It's a boy.
It's a boy! I can't believe we're having a boy.
That's my little boy.
And then Milos's mom comes into town for the birth.
Wait, his mom, had you ever met her?
I had met her before. I always thought she was kind of possessive, but she was not mean. But the moment she got there, like everything switched. She kept saying like, where's my grandson? Where's my grandson? And then the moment my son was born, that's when things got like really crazy because at the hospital, his mom was just like staring at me during my birth. My entire birth, she sat in that chair and Milos slept, by the way, during pretty much my entire birth and watched Angry Birds. My mom, 15 hours in, my mom,
Sorry.
I know, but it's true. So, and his mom just sat there on the couch like this the entire time and just like stared at me, and which I thought was really weird. And then when my son was born, she started calling, his mom started calling my son her baby, like my baby, my baby. And when he was crying, she would take him out of my arms, and he was only like a day old, and like walk away and be like, you don't do that to a new mom. And that's when it became like really obvious that something was wrong. Yeah, and then right away when we got home after the hospital, they started talking about getting him Bosnian and Serbian citizenship. They're like, oh, when he's 6 months old, we're gonna go, but that's when he could be off of breast milk and he wouldn't need me anymore, right? So things just started to get really strange. From the start, she kept saying like, oh, he has no flaws, look at him, he has perfect skin. I'm thinking, what would it matter? Also, they always just wanted pictures of him. She didn't want any photos of me with the baby, Milos with the baby. They just wanted photos of Rex by himself. She wanted to like bind his hips and like put multiple diapers on him, like because she said to straighten him out.
I'm sorry.
No, how do I make up this stuff?
No, I don't know.
It's basically they want to bind the hips, as they say that they'll form and have healthier hips. And every doctor and pediatrician that we went to said, no, that's barbaric. Rex had an outie belly button, and she's like, we need to use a coin right away. And gauze, and she said we wrap it in gauze, we tie it around his middle, and then then he won't have an outie belly button. I'm thinking, no. And I even said, I need you to back off. I need you to just support me and like, and she said, well, what, do you want us to leave? And I was like, this escalated really quickly. And then she goes, my baby. And I said, no.
Oh my God. Ew, yeah. Sorry.
No, you can ask my mom. She was there. And I got up right in her face and I said, no. I gave my son to my mom and I said, no, he is my son. And then she went and grabbed all her clothes and started throwing them in her suitcase, and Milos left with his mom. Like, I didn't know Milos was leaving. He went with his mom.
Why was she trying to make the perfect baby?
I'm like, oh God, I hate him. Don't put that in. Because I can't look like I hate him, but I do.
What do you mean?
Because he's just a monster. But okay, so this is when I started to figure things out. He had strep throat. One night they took him to the hospital, him and his mom, and they ran some tests because his strep wasn't going away. and he said that they found out that he had cancer. He told me that he had a property, like an apartment in Russia, that he'd showed me pictures of before, and he said if he died, he wanted to make sure that Rex and I were taken care of. And he kept on me, he's like, Brittany, I need your passport. My lawyer's gonna draft up all the documents, like, you know, I need Rex's, like, you know, birth certificate, social security card, I need your passport for them to draft these documents to put it in your name, so if something happened to me, that you would have all this stuff, right? So I was laying awake one night and I was looking up like Rituxan, and I was like, how are these drugs administered? Like, how do they do it? Like, I was just curious what Milos was going through every day by IV. Like, if you have IVs anywhere in your body, like, you get bruising.
Yeah.
There wasn't a mark on Milos's body, and that's when I realized he was faking cancer. Yeah, he was faking having cancer. Oh, I didn't tell you this before. When the woman like approached that said that she had cheated on, he said that his uncle would take care of it. And I asked him what he meant by that, and he said that his uncle was high up in the Serbian mafia, so he would know someone here who would go and see Bunny and like kind of shut it down. So I asked him what happened with that. He's like, oh yeah, like, you know, we had friends in a van, like, you know, put a gun on her, and she's not gonna bother us. She's gonna leave us alone. But he had told me that he had never killed anyone before. Like, look, you know, it's not a normal breakup. Like if I broke up with someone else, I wouldn't have to worry that their family's gonna come at me and like throw me in a van, right? So he started telling me that I should watch the movie The Whistleblower with Rachel Weisz, which is about like human trafficking. He was like, oh, that's like my family. And he told me that he'd seen bodies nailed to the wall, heads in soup. He told me that he got his master's in forensic pathology, so if he killed someone, he would know how to do it and get away with it. I didn't know what to do. I knew I couldn't be with him, but I was terrified to leave him. And I finally like told my mom what's going on, and we made a plan. So,
Oh my god, okay.
So our plan was.
Hey, before anybody digs in, I want to get like a real overhead shot of this.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Now, check the pizza real close. The crust should be puffy, well rounded. Well rounded.
I mean, this is crazy.
Also, wait, look at the slices though. Wait,
This is insane.
look at them.
Okay, let me take some pictures too. I mean, that's undeniable. That's crazy. Wait, what do we do? This is, at this point, this is like, we're gonna have to, I honestly was like, okay, the pizza will come out, it'll be normal, we can laugh about it, whatever. This is like a problem.
So, wait, so do you think that's half of a pepperoni pizza, half of a cheese pizza?
I literally don't think so. I think it's a bunch of pieces of pizza put together.
I started breaking up with Milos. I told him, like, you know, I need you to have like all your stuff out, and he was sending me like threatening texts, like, think about this, think very well, like what you're doing. He's kind of hinting, like, think who my family is, think how powerful I am, and what the consequences will be if you decide to leave me. Does that make sense?
Oh boy, this is what we need.
These things are good, you can wrap up a body in them. When you want to get rid of the body, look.
Is that what they teach you in Europe? Also, what was really creepy is Milos had done family photos with us. There was a video, like a family photo shoot. He wanted photos too.
And Milos needed some photos for work.
But they were all non-smiling, like head up. And the photos of mine, he wanted mine like not, some too, like not smiling, like the headshots, right? Passport photos. Right?
Yeah.
Ready, Milos?
Okay.
We're done. Because I didn't understand why he needed pictures. I'm like, for what? Like, why would you need pictures? So did he stage that whole family photo shoot just to do like the passport thing? When we got back to the apartment too, I had to file another police report because my birth certificate was missing. I had 2 copies. Like, he took one of my birth certificates. So I went to the courthouse, and I basically said, I'm like, I feel like they're gonna try to take my child and leave the country.
You can fit inside.
Can I?
Yeah, do it.
So you think he faked cancer?
But then also too, I was like, okay, if he's lying about that, what else is he lying about? He probably did cheat on me. I emailed her and I said, I'm so sorry, I should have believed you. But there's things that I found out about Milos, like, you know, and she wrote back and she said, I'm so sorry. And she's like, Brittany, I tried so hard to warn you. come to find out, Bunny also said in her email that he's not a doctor. She's like, just want to let you know that he's not a doctor. He's just some like poor kid from Serbia looking for money, basically. There are Milos Mihailoviches who are doctors in Serbia, but I don't know if it's my Milos. Also, like, you know, he had told me that he was like a professional tennis player. There's other Milos Mihailoviches, but it's not him. He also told me that he composed music. There's a Milos Mihailovic who composed music, but he never played anything for me or whatever. Like, so I didn't know, like, I wondered if he went on Google and just typed in his name and then anything that popped up, okay, I'll be that.
Milos is putting the overgrip on my new racket that he got me for Christmas. Have you done that before? You're pretty good at it.
I'm good at many things.
You said something about his mom not being his mom.
I mean, but that's some, there's still things I don't know. Like, I don't know if his mom is his mom. Their relationship was just kind of weird. Like, the moment that Rex was born, Milos stopped sleeping in the same room with me. He would sleep with his mom in her bedroom.
Milos and his mom went to his aunt's house, so they're having like a Christmas party and I can't go because of the baby, and just living it up, just going wild.
Okay, so why do you think he wanted to get you pregnant? Is that something you can say?
Yeah, I mean, my fears, like, because they treated him the moment he came like he was something, like, they were just, like, how they were acting was like they owned him. We think that they were probably gonna try to traffic Rex or traffic me because they're trying to get me and him over there. They were insistent, like, when he's 6 months old, we're going to Serbia, we're getting married.
Wait, you think they were gonna traffic?
Every police officer and person that we have talked to thinks they were gonna try to traffic us. And they said the only way to be able to, well, think about it. Why did they do the passport photos? Why did he need my personal documents? Why did he need Rex's documents? Do you know how much like a healthy like male baby would be worth? A lot. And Rex is beautiful. Like, he's such a beautiful little guy. Like, every police officer that we've talked to say, don't get him a passport, don't leave the country. Like, they're almost positive they're gonna try to traffic us.
What does that mean?
Like human trafficking, like sell us. Like, sell Rex, sell me.
To who? Like,
whoever wants to buy us.
Police say social media and dating apps play a significant role in human trafficking.
They're looking for people who are vulnerable, who have vulnerable issues.
We see people who are enticed into trafficking through false promises.
Threats are made towards them and their families, and they feel the need to protect their family members, and they prey on people.
Today, globally, it is estimated that there are 20 million victims of human trafficking.
Lots of different dating websites, lots of different social media websites. These traffickers are hitting all of them.
It's all about supply and demand, but in this case, supply is children.
I'm engaged and pregnant. Surprise!
And if that would have happened, just hypothetically, if they did traffic you and Rex, so it would be like what? Like, they take you, split up you and the baby, you don't know what's going on.
I don't want to think about that.
That's just so...
I mean, that's like the terrifying, like, that's like the really scary, terrifying part about this is like, what if I hadn't woken up sooner, and like, what could have happened?
Can you tell us about human trafficking in Serbia?
Around 100 victims identified every year. Victims are mostly women and children.
Like, I was just in love and stupid. Like what if I hadn't realized, like, what could have happened? It's just so scary. Because I love my son so much, and how could anyone take someone, like a baby from someone and do that? Like, I don't understand people in the world. I don't. And how many other people, like, he knew so much about pregnancy, like, he instantly knew what sterilizer should get and whatever, and I'm like, how does he know all this? And then I wonder, like, how many other siblings does Rex have? And like, how many...
Well, she has to find out. Maybe she probably already did.
Yeah, but he's that good. Like, you know, he's gonna have an excuse for every single thing. Like, you know...
I shouldn't say that.
during the trial, this woman like messaged me and she's like, you know, I know that you're not with Milos anymore. I just want to let you know he's dating this other girl. Should you maybe warn her? And I'm thinking, I am trying to get a restraining order. I can't be interfering with his new business. So I didn't say anything. And then someone else contacted me and said, oh, by the way, you know, she's pregnant. So during my trial, he got another woman pregnant and then got married to her. The only reason I'm even like, it's out though now. Like it's all over gossip forums, people already found it because they're just searching his last name. They're leaving comments on my video like, did you know that, you know, he's already married and has a baby? And they're taking photos of my son and her son and putting them side by side and saying, oh, the nose is the same, or like,
oh my God.
yeah, but I on purpose like didn't put this like woman in the book because like I've been her. I had kind of given up on the idea of soulmates. I wasn't looking for it, and that's when I found it. I didn't want anyone to attack her or be mean to her because like she's a victim as much as I was. He was really cute and confident and a doctor, and I was just like, you're too slick. And like the only way for me to go forward was to talk about this. Every part of me was like, don't trust him. He's gonna take your heart. Because I need people to know what happened to me. And I'm leaving lunch and he's already texting me. And I want to stop people like him. And I don't. Because they all do the same thing. He'd keep texting me and then we'd see each other every day. They all use the same tactics. About like date 9, I was like, oh, I like him. And if people are aware of what I fell for, no one was more shocked that I was pregnant than me. And maybe they won't fall for it. Here is the physical proof that I have something in my belly.
What would you tell the new woman who's with him?
Like go like hire an investigator and look into things that I have said and see what you find out. Milos was shocked but happy because he wants like 5 kids.
I mean, the moment I saw that, I remember I saw your video about being engaged. It was the first time you did a video with him. And there was a moment, I don't even know if you caught it, but I guess I could show you, but that's dark. But there is a moment where he broke his character.
Really?
Yeah, and he like, I mean, do you want to see it?
Yeah. Okay.
Brittani Louise Taylor, weird.
You just have to blur his face. Friends, it's Brittany, and if you're new to my channel, there's a red subscribe button below, so... Right? I'm engaged and pregnant. Surprise! This is my baby daddy. This is Milos.
Okay, so that's like kind of the character, right? Like you
Loving, doting, yeah. Do you want to say hi?
Hi guys.
Hey. So, are you happy that you're marrying me?
The happiest man on the planet.
Are you happy that you knocked me up?
Very much.
Sorry, that wasn't part of it. That just...
I don't watch these. Okay, we were at the first ultrasound, and it was so funny because I looked over at him and I was like, you did this to me. He's like...
And I was so proud.
He's so proud. So, yeah, this kind of...
That moment.
So, yeah.
It was like he was observing you. And it was like, I just got that feeling in my stomach and I was like...
I love you guys, and do you want to say anything to them?
Yeah, sure, well...
Bye.
Bye.
Well, that's what that, like, he started out with, like, the, like, I have a ton of money, cocky doctor, and I didn't like that, so then he switched to the sweet person, and that's when I started to fall for him. So it's like I think my entire relationship was kind of maneuvering and trying to figure out who I wanted him to be and what I was attracted to, and then he did more of that.
Yeah, that to me looks like just like an empty person that just is playing a part all the time.
I just wanted something normal.
This is the hour, the darkest place, Dante's Inferno.
choice.
I mean, listen, keeping it real, like, I guess I could be afraid of this guy and afraid of everything, and it is very scary. But what I would say to him is, hey man, if you were gonna do this, why did you pick a YouTuber? Like, he's lucky he didn't date Trish. You know what I mean? Like, oh, that video would have been posted that night. Like, he put himself out there, and, you know, maybe in some sick way he wants this. Maybe he likes the idea of fame.
Should I take my shirt off?
Should you take your shirt off? Yes. Are you going to?
Maybe.
For views?
Why would you pick a YouTuber? Well, why would you pick somebody in the public? Well, why would you be, and how many videos of yours was he in?
35.
35 videos? Yeah. That's more than I've been in of yours, and we've collabed a lot. Think about it this way, if his whole thing is like he wants to be all these things, he's like, oh, I'm this, and I'm a mobster, and I'm a this, and I'm a that.
All Milos watches is The Sopranos. Give me the camera, give me the camera.
And then he chose a YouTuber to date and to kind of fuck over. It's almost like, did he choose you so that it would get out there because he wants to be this infamous thing, this person who's like, whoa, that's crazy. I mean, sociopaths kind of live off of like public people, like talking about them. I mean, it's interesting.
Are you checking on my videos?
Yeah, I love your videos. That's
oh, you're so sweet.
Oh no.
Cause I'm a fuck up, and I'm so fucked up, and all these voices in my head won't shut the fuck up. Cause I'm a fuck up, and I'm so fucked up, and it's 5 p.m. and I just woke the fuck up. I'm sorry, but I promise that I hate me more than you do. Post another fucking lie on YouTube.
Careful around these guns, you might get shot.
You're gonna get hurt.
Cause I'm a fuck up, and I'm so fucked up, and all these voices in my head won't shut the fuck up. Cause I'm a fuck up, and I'm so fucked up, and it's 5 p.m. and I just woke the fuck up. Cause I'm a fuck up, and I'm so fucked up. Cause I'm a fuck up.
Huh? You gonna go bye-bye?
Hey, is it the end of the family vlog? Is the family vlog over? Can you tell the camera guy to go?
You ready?
Ready?
Whoa! Can you do it, Rex? Turn to the side, look.
See, he wants to let her out, that's good.
You ready?
Yeah.
He will not keep his women in a box.
Come
no,
on.
let him.
Free Minnie! Yay!
Whoa!
Minnie's out. She wrote a book. She's free. It's a metaphor.
It is.
The box is fear.
I see.
I'll let you teach him all about it. Want to do it again? Ready? Rex, come here. Mommy's in the box of fear.